Kobayashi, and I'm very excited to see how her shoot style adapts to this triple threat setting.
Now, I honestly didn't even realize when we booked this match that it's literally the 3 contrasts of colors. It's like red, blue, and then like bright. It's not even a color, just bright.
Well, she's got a bit of teal there, which is kind of a green, so you could say it's like a bit of an RGB keyboard almost. I don't have one of those because I'm not a nerd. But Toxicet starting off right here strong with that leg sweep. But Nishimura, she's not intimidated, going right back in with that kneeling facebuster.
And it's very interesting to see that, like you said, not afraid of Toxicet, as we've seen Toxicet is actually a very intense individual, especially, like I said, taking the fight to Valkyrie as soon as she stepped foot in Genesis. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for her, but those are her only 2 losses here on Genesis. Everything else, she's been very successful.
Well, that contract on Valkyrie is still out. That is why we originally hired her into Starjammer LLC, because of the way that Valkyrie swept in and stole that t-shirt modeling contract from Brendan Collier. But, you can tell that Toxicet is such a threat. She started off that match not only taking down the shoot fighter here, but with a shoot strike of her own, nailing her right in the face with that flying forearm. But now the competition seems to be heating up between Anya Rose and Yui Nishimura. And as I said before, despite the fact that these women are in a triple threat match together, they are allowing themselves to team up briefly to take down another competitor that they consider a threat.
And it's a very smart play, honestly, because if you're able to eliminate one person to the point where you end up getting, just a one-on-one matchup, that's what you train for. That's what you're used to. So if you just continue the one-on-one matchup by eliminating one person, it changes everything back to just normal at one-on-one matches. We see here Yui Nishimura and Anya Rose taking advantage of that as Toxicet takes a breather on the outside.
Exactly. And now the most dangerous thing about this contest right now for Toxicet is, of course, she is getting some rest on the outside. She's not taking any offense right now, but that also means that she cannot win the match at this point. Anya Rose could steal the victory here, but not anymore, because Toxicet is back in the ring with that powerful high kick. And I'd just like to briefly shout out all my fans in the chat. Thank you so much. I agree. I am tremendously handsome. Thank you very much.
And now we see Anya Rose bringing the fight right here to Nishimura. Again, Toxicet just in the middle of the ring. This is where it starts getting a little bit interesting, because whenever the person's taking a break on the outside, they can kind of start calling their shot here, or kind of call their spot. If they're inside the ring, they have a lot closer look at the action, so they can actually break up pinfalls rather easier than other times. Yui Nishimura connects with that angle slam right there, and now it's just her and Toxicet inside the ring as Anya Rose rolls to the outside.
I completely agree. When you're in the ring like that, you do have a better shot of breaking up those pinfalls, but at the same time, you are still in the danger zone. And as much as I, believe in Toxicet here in this match, because I, of course, have a vested interest in her victory, I cannot deny that she is going up against 2 of the toughest female competitors that are available on Genesis. I mean, I say that, but I would say the entire women's roster here on Genesis is full of tough, capable, and ultra-athletic superstars. Here comes Yui Nishimura going for that cover.
But not yet. It's not over yet.
Toxicet's pattern in this match seems to be going in with a flurry of offense and then getting caught with a big move that sent her out of the contendership here. I don't know if that strategy will be enough to score her the victory, especially with Anya Rose and Yui Nishimura seemingly constantly locking up with one another.
Oh, Toxicet right there using fantastic wrestling ability to take down Anya Rose, and then going to the full mount and dropping those punches. And now Anya Rose is in a lot of trouble here as Toxicet actually just tosses her to the outside. Maybe she sees Yui Nishimura as a bigger and easier target. Miss Influenza, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. If you're enjoying the show, let me go and hit you up here with this intro. If you're interested in joining, we do have a interactive EFED. This is our Genesis show, which is our beginner show for all the new people. And then our main shows go live on Sundays, 2 p.m. Central. I'd love to see you there.
And I don't understand how everyone watching should be following at this point, because not only are we starting off this match, this amazing show tonight with a great triple threat match, but it might be one of our hottest matches of the night, not counting, of course, our 2 excellent title matches that we have coming up later.
Oh, Toxicet almost had the win right there, but it was not meant to be. Insulin V2, thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the show. I just dropped the intro right there in the chat, and if you missed it, I'll go ahead and drop it again. Would love to have you. This is our beginner show, Genesis, where I get to be on screen, talk to you guys directly about how the show works and everything. Tomorrow is our full production with, like, you know, segments and graphics and everything. It's a lot of fun. So I'd love to have you guys. Interactive role-playing EFED. We are on Xbox One, but don't let that deter you from joining because we take everybody in PC, PS4, Switch, Dreamcast, whatever. We'll make it happen. Yes, you can join the CWL at any time.
And Anya Rose loading up for one of those powerful kicks, but Toxicet catching her with that forearm combination and whipping her to the apron. She'll be looking for some devastating offense here. Going for a suplex, bringing her back inside the ring. Almost landing on Nishimura there.
Oh, and I think she actually might have because she's going for the pinfall right there on Nishimura. 1, 2, but no, that could have actually almost knocked her out, and that was actually very, very good. Hey, thanks for the subs there, Sicario, much appreciated. So you can remake the call even if they are complex. Yes, we will work on it with you. Actually, I had somebody join off of a Conan the Barbarian video game created character that they had. So anything happens, we make it happen. So Sicario again, thank you for all the subs. King Jaguar, Swift Scout, Queenie Rose, Ikrilla, Christy, Old Fat Guy, Steel Spurs, all of you guys enjoy those emotes. We are actually working on getting new emotes and more things for everything, guys. So thank you so much for the subs. Much love.
And while we were talking there, Anya Rose looking to steal a victory against Yui Nishimura here. I mean, I gotta say, I had high expectations for this match, but just the fierce competition from all three of these competitors has really just exceeded my expectations. Picking her up with that back suplex Uranagi there. But Toxicet not intimidated by the offense that she was able to land. Picking her up for that rolling tiger suplex combination. Here she goes with it again.
And after the third one connects right there, she plants it right on her face. It looks like Toxicet actually going for the pin on Anya Rose. Yui Nishimura smart to roll out of the ring, but no, Anya Rose still keeping this fight alive. This is one fall. So whenever one fall happens, that is when it is over. Hey, Raffle Leeson, thank you for the follow. Much love. I cheer for the colorful one. That is Miss Yui Nishimura, J-Pop Shoot Fighter. And she's actually one of our newer wrestlers that just joined last week, I think. Hey, we're getting like bombarded right now with follows and subs. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Daddison Jones, the Pink Diamond. For those of you guys that don't know, Daddison Jones is part of the WWA as well. Shout out for Mr. Daddison Jones.
Pink Diamond, a great song by Charlie XCX. And speaking of songs, here goes the J-Pop Shoot Fighter, loading up maybe a
just a right punch out of nowhere. Oh my God, is Nishimura actually going to be pulling this off? 1, 2, and there it is.
Threatened to beat me up, but I was looking at his teeth and I thought he had already been beat up because of how whack they were. But then I realized that's just because he's British. Anyway, we've got two excellent competitors in the ring here tonight.
Oh God,
Rock
here we go.
Slamming Piper to the ground to start off this matchup, and another huge clothesline.
Oof. Oof.
And it's going to be really hard for Piper to drink tea if her ribs get cracked after a big power bomb like that.
Yeah, she's getting mauled right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, this is getting uncomfortable to watch, and the match literally just started.
But look, once again, you know, obviously Piper is getting the floor, she's getting the floor wiped with herself right now. But if she can somehow manage to pull out a victory, it'll be extremely impressive. And definitely the biggest one in her career. But even a loss to Jay, or sorry, even a loss, I mean, a loss to me would be a very big deal. I was just reading someone calling me racist in the chat, which I don't agree with. I believe the term is xenophobic, but I'm not that either. I think that's just what you meant, though. Anyway,
and here we see Rox continuing the assault on poor Piper. Piper is almost half the size of Rox here as Rox goes for the pinfall, but no, Piper's still able to kick out at 1. She's already in a lot of trouble. This is pretty much how we expected the match to go, if we're being perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, I got to admit, I'm very impressed with both of these competitors. Look at that, Piper firing up with that comeback, nailing a couple of huge moves. Oh, but Rox catching her with that big uppercut.
Oh, and now Rox lifting her up. This is a bad spot to be for Piper as she gets hung up on the ropes. As she came down, she literally got guillotined on the ropes.
Falling rocks onto the ropes. I mean, that's got to be even more damaging than normal falling rocks.
Oh, but Piper is still in this. Even though one of Rox's signature maneuvers was just hit, Piper is still in this, but I think we may have spoken a little too soon.
Very much so. And here comes Rox with the hard rocks, nailing her there.
Now, Piper put up a good fight. You know, she tried. And like we said, she had guts. To me here in chat, I'm not going to hide anything of how to get moved up to the main roster. Because like I said, this is an introduction show for all the new people as we get them primed and ready for the big show and everything. Which, for Vindication and Nemesis, we like the storytelling aspect of the show. We actually have people write scripts for how long they want their programs to go for and everything. We'd like to see the promos, the roleplay, like give depth to your character. That's what gives everybody a lot more interest in wanting to work with your character. And honestly, it's what creates the better stories. Because again, I don't know your character. That's you guys. That's like you handing me a D&D character sheet that you've had for 5 years. Be like, here, play as me. And you're like, what do all these spells do? I don't know. So think of it that way. So that's the best advice that I can give here. Honestly, like no character, no chairman, nothing. It's just like me as the showrunner and everything. Give us depth to your character. Like the depth goes so much further than any championship win ever will.
And I would like to say that, you know, dropping like 1 or 2 sentences in promos, just insulting the other competitors in a match is not gonna be the fleshing out of a character that I think we're looking for. But I would definitely love to see how all of our Genesis competitors continue to thrive, especially the 3 competitors here in this match, as Loto Ofesa drops...
Prince Beret.
Sorry, I was just looking at something in chat, yeah. Drops Prince Beret here on the top turnbuckle there with that huge snake eyes.
Now Prince Beret here...
and Alex Parker getting along so well. What's he going for here? A crouching uppercut right to the face of Loto Ofesa. Some striking ability from... Prince Beret as well, and Brandon Collier catching them both with a high knee.
Very interesting strategy there, as we saw Prince Beret possibly going for a big move, but Brandon Collier running interference, making sure that Loto Ofesa falls off the fireman's carry position that we had there. But now Loto Ofesa getting back into this. Oh, and a spinning back fist that connects with both men. It looks like Prince Beret is used to this kind of style of fight.
I am very excited to see who wins this match. Of course, I'm pulling for my business partner, Mr. Brandon Collier. But, you know, the other 2 competitors, promising prospects here on Genesis. I've said it once, I'll say it again. And I'm excited to see, you know, who starts to make their mark outside of the Fatal 4-Way for the championship, to see maybe who could challenge next for the King of Genesis title.
And now, friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do my best to make sure that we have a championship match every week. Whether it's the Queen of Genesis Championship or the King of Genesis Championship, we will have 1 title defense a week, whether that is on the Genesis show, or if the story gets big enough and it calls for it, we will give you an opportunity on the main show, which will be on a pay-per-view on Sundays. Eventually, you know, as we get bigger and we grow, Genesis could very much get that opportunity. It is something we discussed, and it's something that I very much want to do. But I don't want to make it happen to where like, oh, hey, it's going to happen. It's got to be earned by, you know, giving us story and fleshing out your character. For example, if we had space at Golden the Bank, I probably would have done Jada King Valkyrie at Golden the Bank rather than here at Genesis. J-Pop Shoot Fighter for Champ, right? That nickname is so good. I love it.
I'm more partial to Starjammer myself, but speaking of Starjammer LLC signee Brandon Collier bringing the fight to both competitors here in the ring with that inhumane slam, I think he calls it.
Oh, and that's a good spot right there for Brandon Collier. It looked like he almost got the pinfall, but the referee does not get the 3, as Prince Beret is able to kick out with just enough time.
I gotta admit, I was really hoping for my friend here to get that victory, but Prince Beret fighting out of it. A lot of tenacity on this competitor, nailing those forearm strikes, but Loto Ofesa not intimidated, fighting right back with that huge boot to the abdomen and a super kick right to the face.
Very good strategy right there by Loto Ofesa as he goes for the pinfall. Brandon Collier not in position, but Beret once again kicks out. Beret showing us that he's got a lot of fight left in him, a lot of resiliency for sure.
And I'm excited to see where this matchup goes. Prince Beret looks like he's going to be sent to the outside. My question is, will the other competitors follow him? As Brendan Collier looks to pick up the victory on Lodo here. Lodo able to kick out just after the count of 2.
Oh, and a gigantic spinning back fist right there. Double axe handle style by Prince Beret. Lodo Ofesa not all there quite yet. It looked like Prince Beret almost stole the match right there.
Collier looking, of course, for his infamous Collier crush. But Prince Beret able to hit the Polish hammer and walk out of this one. At least keep the match going for the moment.
And now Lodo Ofesa and Prince Beret, the only ones in the ring, as that arm drag gets Prince Beret over there. But, oh, the pinfall. Is this going to be it? Could an arm drag have actually done it? No, Prince Beret able to kick out.
I gotta admit, most arm drags wouldn't get the job done, but after a fantastic arm drag like that from Lodo Ofesa, I would not have been surprised if that was the end of the matchup, although I would have been sad to see it, as my preferred competitor would not have taken the victory home. And, oh my goodness,
God.
Prince Beret absolutely just dropping Lodo on his head. But as he was recovering, Brandon able to cover him there.
I was about to say, like, what is happening? Like, it looked like Brandon Collier almost made a costly mistake there. It was Beret that delivered the maneuver, but instead of going for the pinfall on Lodo, Brandon went for the pinfall on Beret. As now Collier possibly going for the Collier crush. There it is.
Oh my God. Crushing the vertebrae in the neck.
Beret not in any position to break this up. This could be a victory right there for Collier, and there it is.
It has to adapt and change, and I'm excited to see if they can make that jump in this tag team match here tonight.
I just got a message confirming that, yes, that is Marie from Persona. Nailed it. I'm just playing that game for the first time, so there it is. I called it. As here we see Hannah Starr and Ace going at it immediately. Now Ace already doing a headlock here, maybe doing a little bit of damage to the neck. Following the Hurricane Rana, maybe that's what she's focusing on the neck. We're not quite sure what her best shot is here yet, because again, this is the first time we've seen her wrestle here. But maybe that's her strategy. Maybe she's one of those neck technicians. Maybe she has a brain buster. Maybe she's got a pile driver. You never know.
I mean, just tremendous amount of torque on that vicious neck crank. And I'm making the tag out to her partner, Liza Horror, for some tag team offense, going for that double whip into the turnbuckle there.
Maximum Likes wants to know we're going to be uploading this to YouTube. I'm trying to figure out a way that I want to do it. I would like to put these matches on YouTube, but all the overlays and everything are on there. So it kind of has a different look than everything else that we put on the YouTube, because the YouTube is just like the episodes, like just clear, no overlays and anything. And I don't record this beforehand like I did with CWL. I'm probably going to do highlights, and I'm probably going to do like match of the nights and everything. But I'm figuring out a way to do it. I have all the records of everything, because I do record this like as I go live and everything. So we will be figuring that out. Just stay tuned as we get it all figured out. I feel like I said figured out a lot, and I've kind of run the figured out meaning.
Now, Jesse Anderson landing that huge shot to the chest, getting her partner Hannah Starr back in the ring. What are they going for here?
Ooh,
bit of a Claymore zigzag combination.
All right. They're bringing the big guns already. As we see Hannah Starr right here twisting up Liza Horror's arms. Oh, and there she goes. She's just twisting that arm back. Probably popping that shoulder out of socket.
But Liza Horror, not intimidated, landing that kneeling jawbreaker on Hannah Starr. Now going for another bit of tag team offense with her partner. Ace landing the double axe handle right on the arm of Hannah Starr.
Oh, now Hannah Starr sending Ace over to the corner. That was actually a prime opportunity to possibly get a tag, but Ace was able to recover just in time to get Hannah Starr in that headlock, and now it looks like Ace is thinking the exact same thing, but no, instead she drives the knee over to Hannah Starr's midsection, and Liza, very smart to grab the leg, puts Ace right back in the driver's seat.
And enabling Ace to land that back rake, and then that snake eyes into the turnbuckle. And now Hannah Starr is grounded. What's she going for here?
She's completely driving those feet straight into Hannah Starr's midsection, possibly trying to take the breath away.
As I've talked about so many times before, you need your wind And Hannah Starr adopting the same strategy, driving a knee of her own into the midsection of Ace here.
Oh, she just drove the knee right into Ace's face right there, possibly knocking her out. That's a prime opportunity to go for a pinfall. Instead, she opts for the tag.
Think there are any other areas that could be damaged from a knee to the face, Mr. Chairman?
No.
Is it maybe any facial bones that you could think of? Anyway,
are you setting up for another orbital bone thing?
Absolutely not. But now that you speak of it, landing a tiger feint kick to the face here from Ace. I don't know why you would even bring up the orbital bone. That's not what I was talking about at all. And then that huge diving splash right onto the midsection of Jessie Anderson.
Now Jessie Anderson in a lot of trouble here as Ace. It looks like she's starting to get all kinds of fired up. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. These two are about to drop some hard feet onto the midsection of Jessie Anderson. These heavy kicks, they're going to keep tagging in and out. Boy, this hurts. And there's no stopping it. There's just no stopping it.
Two fierce competitors. Look, I questioned their tag team effectiveness, and I should not have done so. They have been making frequent tags, keeping themselves fresh, and now landing a devastating flurry of tag team offense to Jessie Anderson here, who was, I would say, the fresh competitor in the matchup, but not anymore after that combination from these two competitors.
Oh, and it looks right there like Liza Horror is going to be in full control as Hannah Starr in the background, almost eliminating Ace. And now that Fisherman Suplex connects, Liza Horror trying to do some damage here, possibly trying to go for a win. Maybe she just wants to do more damage. Who knows?
I would say it was even a little bit more perfect than a Fisherman Suplex. But here comes Liza Horror, tossing it, lifting that knee into the corner, but tossing Jessie Anderson out of that ring with that huge lariat.
As we see Ace on the right side of the ring, Liza Horror sending Jessie Anderson back in. This is, I think, where Liza Horror kind of wants to slow down the pace. And as I say that, Jessie Anderson is able to get a tag. And now Hannah Starr is back in. This is not a good spot for Liza to be in because she needs to have her partner in her corner in case she needs to tag out. Hey, what's up, the Fixa official? Welcome, welcome. Oh, Liza Horror.
Run to the offense throughout this match, but firing up, but now taking that huge German suplex. But I think Liza Horror might be setting up something big here with that enziguri to the side of the head.
And now there's no Jessie Anderson to help her. Why are you not going for the pinfall there, Liza? That was your perfect opportunity. What is she doing?
She wants to hit that knee to the corner. She wants to crack the sternum of Hannah Starr and severely handicap her lifting power for any potential grapple maneuvers she might try to employ later in this matchup.
But there would be no later in the matchup if she goes for the pinfall there. That was a really dumb move by her. That could have cost her the match.
Here's what you fail to understand, Mr. Chairman. Liza Horror understands what a tough competitor Hannah Starr is and knows that as powerful as that enziguri was, it just wasn't enough to put her away. And that's why she was going for some further offense to cripple her.
I was about to say, if Liza Horror loses the match here, that right there proves that she should have won the match. That's all I'm going to say. This match should have already been won.
I think you underestimate the abilities of Hannah Starr there.
Oh, a Canadian Destroyer out of nowhere.
Tremendous offense here, but what's Jessie Anderson going for? Could it be a banned maneuver? It is!
Jessie Anderson going for the swing once again. We talked to her about this last week. This is a banned maneuver here in the CWL. I don't know why she's doing it again. We're going to fine her. That's a fine.
You should be fined. I've seen a man die in the ring after receiving a giant swing because all the blood went to their head, and it was a not pretty situation. Jessie Anderson really needs to be more careful. That is offense that is just too dangerous to be allowed in the CWL ring.
I'm going for Liza and Ace now. I wanted to be unbiased, but this team of Jessie Anderson and Hannah Starr are just breaking all the rules and making wrong decisions.
Well, I'm glad that you've come over to the right side because that was my pick from the beginning, but what's Jessie Anderson going for here? Maybe another Canadian Destroyer, but this time from the second turnbuckle.
A lot more momentum there on the way of Jessie Anderson. This could definitely be it, but she's opting to continue the assault. Did these women not want to win this match?
Look, speaking of continuing the assault of huge boots to the abdomen, replicating the offense that that Jesse Anderson suffered at the hands of Liza Horror, and Ace, kind of throwing it back in the face of their tag team opponents.
Now, this is definitely a time where Liza Horror wants to try her best to go for a tag. She's been in here for a long time. She's taking a lot of damage. As now we see Hannah Starr right here go for the pinfall. It doesn't look like Ace is going to be running interference, but Liza Horror is still with enough energy to be able to kick out and continue this match. This doesn't look like it's about winning. It looks like it's about sadism. Perhaps. I mean, I'm not a competitor. I just run the show. These women can do what they want. It's fine. If the crowd is entertained, that's what matters.
And Liza Horror managing to finally land that huge boot to the sternum and following it up with that tiger suplex, nailing her in the back of the head, and now chopping her into the ropes. What she's looking for here.
Oh, Liza Horror looks like she's going to choke out Hannah Starr with the bottom rope right there. But there it is. You see Liza Horror is exhausted. And finally, she's able to tag to Ace, the new women here on Genesis, as Hannah Starr able to reach out just long enough to get the Jesse Anderson tag, but Ace with that flying clothesline.
That can crush your what the hell is it called?
Oh, here we go. Pinfall 1, 2. Ace using the ropes. Very, very smart. As everybody knows, you get one of those here in the CWL. Ace using it to her advantage, but not quite there. As there it is, like I talked earlier. Probably her finishing maneuver was a pile driver, but Jesse Anderson able to just get right back up.
She may not have gotten all of it. Might have connected with the shoulders more than the head. And as damaging as that is to kind of the lifting power of an opponent, it makes it hard for you to put an opponent on those shoulders and generate that lifting offense to throw them in the air. It's not going to be the thing that puts them away for the 1, 2, 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as this match continues, I'm going to go and drop this here in the chat one more time. If you're new here, Genesis is our beginner show with all of the new people in the CWL are welcome. That video will explain how everything works. Tomorrow is our regular show that we do the full production on, and it is actually one of our pay-per-views. We'd love to have you. We'd love if you join us. Hey, look, it worked. What's up, The Fix Official? Thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the show, and if you're interested in joining, we'd love to have you. It's going to be a fun time, I promise. As now Jesse Anderson and Liza Horror continue the fight on the inside.
Oh my god, and another Canadian Destroyer right to the crown of the head.
Oh, Jesse Anderson is sending a message here. That's a 2. But no, Liza Horror is still able to kick out.
These people have hard heads.
What is she made of?
And oh my goodness, that's that huge impaler DDT. And she's going for something big here.
And now Liza Horror setting up for something here. Jesse Anderson, she eats the feet. Is that going to be enough? She's doing it right in front of Hannah Starr. Hannah Starr's going to be too close. But Ace missed. She was about to get something off there, but she missed the grab. As now she finally sends Hannah Starr to the outside. Liza Horror once again setting up. Is she going to go for eat the feet once again? That's got to be it. Liza Horror goes for the pin. Referee in position. 1, 2. And oh my goodness. Anderson kicked out. What is this? What's she made of?
Going to have. Here's the thing. As she was able to kick out, but is she going to be able to recover from that? She took 2 eat defeats. That is a boot right to the side of the head with the arm locked in. That's just going to knock your head out of alignment with your spine. As great of a fighter as Jesse Anderson may be, she may be at the end of her rope here in this matchup.
I don't think so, because I don't know if you just saw, she just sprung back up to her feet. As here we go, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a CWL show without a CWL special superplex off the top to the outside.
And remind me, who was it who got hit with the decapitator earlier? Was it Jesse Anderson or was it Hannah Starr?
Yes.
Excellent response. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry. I'm into this match. I'm excited.
In the moment. I'm in the moment as well. I was wondering if I was wondering what kind of wound capacity Jesse Anderson was operating on, because obviously if she was the one who had taken that decapitator, it would have been very difficult for her.
Now we see Liza Horror sending Jesse Anderson back to the inside to continue this matchup. We do have a 20 count here in the CWL, but Jesse Anderson and Liza Horror just going off on each other.
Oh my
That
God.
shoulder breaker completely driven into Jesse Anderson's knee, dragging her away completely. Maybe she's thinking of going high risk. Or
Jesse
maybe
Anderson,
attack.
the Leo Rush of CWL in terms of how she receives offense. But anyway, here comes Hannah Starr.
Now Liza Horror once again setting up for something here. Are we going to see Eat the Feet once again? There it is.
That horror boot, as I'm deciding it's called now.
Ace. Is she going to be able to run interference? She does. And that's it. Liza Horror picks up a victory for her team.
Enables her to get that first win. I mean, it would be a monumental task for Valkyrie to be expected to recover from something like that in order to score another fall. I think a lot of people misunderstand that about a 2 out of 3 falls matchup.
And there we go. That's the first time we have seen that Queen of Genesis Championship held up under the bright lights here in the Genesis Arena. The bell has rung. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get hype. It's finally here. It's Valkyrie versus Jada King. The first Queen of Genesis champion is about to be crowned, and Valkyrie already bringing the fight to Jada King.
Jada King landing that first move, that huge big boot. Jada going to enjoy a strength advantage here, but I think that Valkyrie is definitely going to enjoy a bit of a speed advantage. Who do you have? My pick personally to win is Jada King. Even though, she's undefeated, does not have any blotches there on her win-loss record, I think she's going to be the one to pull it out.
All great streaks have to come to an end eventually. That's just a fact. Now, Jada King has an incredible 5-0 record. She, as you said, it's an unblemished record. Now, Valkyrie has the fans on her side. And honestly, the kind of adrenaline that you get performing under the bright lights with all the fans chanting your name and all the fans wanting you to win, it's like nothing else. Now, I've seen it before where one person is able to overpower the other and it doesn't matter if all the fans are behind you. So maybe that's what Jada King's going to do. But we're going to find out. And this is, my heart's already racing here. I'm very excited for this.
Me too. I mean, this is a dream match, and we've only been here for a month. The fact that such hype has been generated again about this matchup in such a short amount of time is really spectacular, and I think it speaks to the strength of both of these competitors, both their ability to get the fans excited and also their in-ring expertise.
Oh,
and then here comes
and that's
Jada
swinging back. Oh, okay, all right. She's busting out the kicks early. She's putting Valkyrie exactly where he wants her as that backstabber connects right in the middle of the ring. Now, the question here for this match is going to be what Alex Mercer does. Alex Mercer could very much be a question mark, as we saw the Church of Steel do over on Vindications. Jada King goes for the first pinfall, but a kick out at 1.
I really hope to see Alex Mercer use all of his managerial abilities here, distracting the referee ideally, perhaps even Valkyrie herself, maybe tossing in a bit of hardware for Jada King to take advantage of in this matchup.
Oh, and that big drop kick right there for Valkyrie, using her speed to her advantage, as now it looks like she's trying to disorient Jada King in the corner. She drives that knee to the midsection, but Jada King, oh, it looked like she was going for a neckbreaker, but she missed, but that big boot did not.
She was going for that huge neckbreaker, able to get up and nail her with that boot. I did say that I thought Valkyrie would enjoy a speed advantage, but it was not looking like she was able to take advantage of it there in that little combination of offense that Jada King utilized.
And Jada King with a Northern Lights suplex, I'm sorry. Valkyrie still able to kick out at 1. Not enough damage has been done yet. When we start getting later on in the match and those the 2 count falls start happening, that's when you can kind of see where the energy is starting to be expended a lot more heavily. Jada King here is trying to get some nerve damage on the shoulder, possibly a smart play as the match is 2 out of 3 falls. Just because you win the first fall doesn't mean you win the match. You got to get 2.
I completely agree. You've got to beat your opponent 2 times in the same matchup. And the question is, who's going to be able to get it done between these 2 star-studded competitors? I already said my pick to win, Jada King. And the more I see of her in this match, it appears that she and I enjoy a lot of the same kinds of offense. She pulled out that backstabber earlier, which I'm very partial to. But, Valkyrie, despite the fact that Jada's been landing those huge, powerful grapples, firing back with some strikes now with that kick to the gut, and what she's looking for here, another drop kick to the chest, and then a second one.
It looks like Valkyrie here is getting all kinds of fired up with that swinging neck breaker. Oh, and here we see Alex Mercer already getting involved. Very bad move right there by Valkyrie, trying to focus on Jada King. The reverse neckbreaker right there by Jada King could absolutely have done everything it needed to put Jada King back in control. But Valkyrie not yet going to get caught. Let's call it that.
Valkyrie,
she's playing it smart.
Alex Mercer paid dividends by distracting Valkyrie, allowing Jada King to hit that rolling cutter, but Valkyrie powering up, landing that huge kick to the side of the head and keeping Jada King down with those stomps.
And now Valkyrie maybe trying to catch her breath, maybe trying to realize what's going to happen. Maybe she didn't think that Alex Mercer would get involved. But now that she knows that she's in this situation, she has to completely reevaluate everything. What can Alex Mercer do? Or how can I get rid of Alex Mercer and completely take him out of the equation? Now Jada King here. Go ahead.
It may not be enough to get rid of Alex Mercer. I mean, Jada King herself is still such a formidable competitor, as we saw her with these combination lariats and that Russian leg sweep earlier. I mean, she's just doing so much damage to the back and mid-section of Valkyrie that Valkyrie may not be able to execute enough lifting power. Oh my goodness, that huge spinning kick.
That's exactly how she's won a lot of matches here in Genesis, but it looks like Valkyrie's not going to be giving up yet. That was just the first fall, but she still managed to kick out. The fight will continue 0-0. Now Jada King here has Valkyrie up in the shoulders, slams her right down on the mat. Referee once again in position. 1, 2. Has Jada King done it? That's one fall for Jada King.
Nailing her with that Harlem Heartache, I believe that was, unless I'm mistaken. I'm very excited to see what
now, Jay Scott, I gotta ask you here. What's gonna? Oh my God, the DDT out of nowhere right there by Valkyrie. Could we have even the score here? 2. Oh my God, we got an even score. This is 1-1. The next fall decides the winner.
Back-to-back falls from these two. I mean, I gotta say, we said these competitors were evenly matched at the beginning, and they're proving it here by landing those falls one after another on one another. The question is, who will get that third decisive fall? And sorry, you were about to ask me a question, Mr. Chairman?
I was gonna say, what does Valkyrie have to do now that she's down? But it looks like it didn't matter. She did exactly what she needed to do.
She answered that question before it even came out of your mouth. But here's the thing. Valkyrie needs to beat her opponent for a second time in a row. Jada King just needs to get another win. The question is, well, Valkyrie just needs to keep up this momentum. But if Jada King can exploit any weakness in Valkyrie's offense here, it may be the end for her.
And now Selena Adams making the point that this is the first time that either woman has been pinned. Jada King using the ropes, but no, Valkyrie able to push her off. That would have been a very unfortunate loss had it happened. But now Valkyrie has Jada King on her shoulders. We still have to think about Alex Mercer being on the outside. This is the final fall, ladies and gentlemen. The next one wins the championship and etches their name in history.
And Jada King here wearing Genesis-inspired gear to her first Genesis title challenge. And Valkyrie following up with those kicks, a series of strikes from both of these competitors looking to finish off one another to get that third fall.
And now here it looks like Valkyrie is going to stretch out Jada King's legs. A very smart maneuver, because when you do that, you eliminate the kicks of Jada King, which we have seen have been lethal.
That is completely true. Of course, she likes to utilize the layout in order to get the victory over her opponent. But Valkyrie, with that famouser, using a bit of leg-based offense of her own.
And now it looks like Jada King is able to get back in control with that arm drag. Oh, but she's sending Valkyrie to the outside. What does Jada King have in mind here? Maybe she's going to go for a count-out win. That counts as a fall. Is that her plan?
Hey, a win is a win, but looks like she's not looking for that as she breaks the count by exiting the ring here, picking Valkyrie up. Oh my God, and a huge lariat onto the padded concrete, right in the back of the head.
Now we're up to a 3 count now as Jada King connects with that vertical suplex on the outside. That is padded concrete out there, ladies and gentlemen. That hurts like hell.
But I can tell you from experience, that padding is not very thick. When you get slammed on concrete like that, I mean, it does even more damage than it would inside of the ring.
Now the referee does begin counting, or continue counting, I should say. We do have a 20 count here, ladies and gentlemen, so Valkyrie has a lot of time to recover and still make it back in the ring. We haven't even reached 10 yet. We're at 9.
Of course,
and there we go.
my esteemed... Oh, here, hold on, here we go. Valkyrie breaking the count now, looking for a hooked up neck breaker of her own.
And it looks like Alex Mercer once again running interference right there, getting Valkyrie's attention. But that backpack drop, oh, this could be it. Did Jada King just steal the championship? No, Valkyrie kicks out right before the 3. This match continues.
And the fans are going absolutely wild for Valkyrie here. I think the fans are completely on the side of Valkyrie. They've abandoned Jada King, if you will, but Jada King not intimidated by that, going for another series of offense by what looked like she's hooked up for that spinning Hurricane Rana there.
And that's what we mean when we talk about Valkyrie's speed. Oh my god, here she goes. She's going to get the triangle choke. We have seen her capture victories here. Is this going to be it for Jada King? Is she going to tap and hand the championship over to Valkyrie? The referee is right there. Is it going to be? And that's it. Jada King taps. Valkyrie is the first Queen of Genesis. Ladies and gentlemen, the competitors are ready. The King of Genesis Championship is being held up high right now by the referee in the middle of the ring. One of these men, whoever can capture the most falls in 30 minutes, is going to be the winner, and he's going to get to take that championship home.
I am very excited to see it happen. My pick already, I've said Bubba Perkins. How about you?
I got to go with Shelton Parks. I love that energy. I love what he brings to the table. I would love to have him represent Genesis.
But look at this. Chris Edwards starting off with a dominant showing, going up against a man who is on record of not really being a big fan of Shelton Parks. That's one thing that he and I agree on.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time because there's going to be a lot of action everywhere, all over the arena. If we miss something, I'm sorry, but we're going to try our best.
I mean, you can apologize for yourself. I'm not going to miss anything because I'm the greatest commentator the world has ever seen. And speaking of which, I'm not missing this action as Bubba Perkins takes the fight here to James Kenny, dropping him over his knee. A huge single knee gutbuster there.
Oh, it looks like Chris Edwards already has Sheldon Parks on the outside in a bad position. I'm writing down everybody's name so I can actually keep track of the falls.
That's a great point. We should have one of those WSSL style scoreboards up there.
I could, but it would require a lot of fixing that I didn't. There are a lot of movement that I didn't think about before this show went live, and I'm sorry.
that is totally okay, because you know what? I think the fans are so into this match that they're going to be able to keep track of it themselves, but we'll certainly help them out if they're not able to do so. And here comes Chris Edwards, maybe hoping to get a little tag team offense with Bubba Perkins, but he's rejected and has to go with a bit of a Ushigoroshi by himself, dropping the head right on the knee there.
Okay, there we go. My scoreboard's good. All right, here we go. Chris Edwards inside the ring, driving that knee to the back of Sheldon Parks' neck, not opting to go for a pinfall. And James Kenny, Bubba Perkins fighting on the outside. Chris Edwards rolling through, lifting up Shelton Parks, and once again driving that knee to the back of Shelton Parks' neck.
For the second time, and Bubba Perkins taking the boots to James Kenny here, who was able to hit that jumping complete shot earlier on the outside, driving Bubba Perkins' face into that padded concrete. Now, speaking of having faces driven into stuff, James Kenny getting caught with that huge inverted suplex, having his face and ribs driven into the hard ring, that hard CWL Genesis ring that we have.
Now 2 minutes have expired. A lot of action has happened, and Shelton Parks is the first man that is looking for a weapon. He pulls out a kendo stick, and he swings it right at Chris Edwards' head.
Now, you know, in the Marines, they say that pain is weakness leaving the body, and let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of weakness leaving bodies after this match tonight, because a lot of pain is going to be inflicted not only through some excellent grappling from our veteran Genesis competitors, but also through the weapons and implements of torture that are secreted away underneath this Genesis ring here tonight.
James Kenny connecting with that big DDT in the center of the ring, not opting to go for a pinfall. Very smart, because the other two competitors are inside the ring. They can break up that fall, so anything could have happened there. Very smart of James Kenny to continue the assault rather than going for a fall there.
And that kick right to the face of Bubba Perkins from Sheldon Parks. Going for a huge spinning leg lariat, but Chris Edwards able to get out of the way and turn it into a spinning back elbow right in the face of James Kenny. And now the only competitors left in the ring here. Oh, I speak too soon. James Kenny able to get out before he rolled out of the ring.
And it looked like Shelton Parks right there may have made a mistake by partying just a little too much. James Kenny connecting with that double underhook DDT. And now he's going up against Chris Edwards. Chris Edwards rolling kick. But Bubba Perkins is back inside. And neither man is able to get a fall here. Oh, but a dragon suplex sends Bubba Perkins to the corner. Chris Edwards possibly going for the first fall here. One. No, Bubba Perkins able to kick out. And he sits up. He just kept up like nothing.
Oh, and that huge sleeper slam, and followed up by a knee to the face on Bubba Perkins. Bubba Perkins not doing so well in the early stages of this matchup.
And now we see James Kenny going for another weapon. I believe he got a bat. Oh, but Chris Edwards able to grab it, and he just drops it and goes for a kick instead. Looking like a Claymore kick there. Bubba Perkins going for a pinfall inside. Oh, but they were thinking the same thing, and they saw each other, so they broke it up.
Interesting strategy on the part of these competitors. Now Shelton, he loves to dance, but he loves to fight even more. Nailing those two big forearms in the face of Bubba Perkins. What's he going for now? Picking him up and spinning him around with that spine buster.
Now Bubba Perkins retreats to the corner. Oh, we have a fall on the outside, but Shelton Parks is keeping the referee busy. He's just getting his attention. Very smart right there. Who's that pinfall on? I think James Kenny. James Kenny just picked up the first fall over Chris Edwards.
I gotta say, not the thing that I expected to see first in this matchup. Chris Edwards taking a fall. Unfortunate for him, but even more unfortunate for our competitors who were not able to get there in time to break up that pinfall. And Bubba Perkins taking the fight to the now beaten down Chris Edwards, someone who he's had issues with in the past. Let's see if they're able to resolve those issues in the ring tonight by absolutely beating the crap out of one another. And here we go with that series of chops. Followed up
Shelton
by
Parks is pinning James Kenny on the outside. Chris Edwards trying to... Oh, he just jumped over the referee and completely went over Shelton Parks. That's one way to break up a pinfall.
Leaping senton onto both of these competitors. It looks like Bubba wants to continue taking the fight to Chris Edwards. He's not done with him yet.
It looks like there was a car right behind you, Jay Scott.
There's a motorcycle group that likes to ride very loudly at this hour.
How dare they?
Yeah, it's
How
very
dare
frustrating.
they?
But that's just how it is here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and definitely not Boston, Massachusetts at all. Anyway, here we go. Shelton Parks and Chris Edwards, all of our competitors devolving into a melee here in the corner in the... And now Chris Edwards firing out back into the man who pinned him, James Kenny. And
now we got...
Perkins.
We got 6.5 minutes expired off the clock. We still got a lot of time as Bubba Perkins looked like he wanted to use that bat, but not quite there as he just drops it instead. And James Kenny goes on the attack as Chris Edwards now changes his focus over to Shelton Parks, possibly trying to get out of that corner of hell.
He wants to settle this with his fists, not the bat. An interesting choice from Bubba Perkins, but I'm hoping that it pays off for him.
Oh, and Chris Edwards with that spinning face slam right there. But James Kenny looking to go for another attack. But Chris Edwards once again using his entire body weight to break up a pitfall. And now James Kenny doing the same on the outside.
You know, I'm not a fan of Chris Edwards, as I've said before, but you cannot at all doubt his athleticism. You cannot doubt his commitment to be the first ever King of Genesis here in this matchup. And you got to think that the fire is lit under him even more after taking the first pinfall here in this match. What do you say, Mr. Chairman?
I think that James Kenny needs to be on the defensive. If anybody else picks up a victory, or a fall, I should say, then are we going to go into overtime? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. He needs to be on the defensive, making sure that nobody else picks up any falls. That's a lot easier to do than getting another fall, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Speaking of getting another fall, he just landed that huge cutter right on Chris Edwards, but Bubba Perkins was Shelton Parks was able to follow up. Sorry, I'm just so excited to see Bubba Perkins. I just can't keep his name out of my mouth. Able to follow up with that huge slam across the top of the ropes. Oh, and another sleeper slam.
Oh
but
my
Edwards
God, that poison runner right there with that for Chris Edwards. Chris Edwards looks like he's going to go after James Kenny as Shelton Parks starts to get back into this.
Chris Edwards calling on the spirits of wrestlers of old. Now with that inverted atomic drop after that flying forearm and a huge power slam just straight down to the middle of the mat.
Now we see Chris Edwards once again connecting with that rolling kick in the center of the ring. Bubba Perkins in the meantime going for a big crossbody. Referee in position. Chris Edwards doesn't know what's going on. Bubba Perkins just picked up a fall. We got 1-1 here, ladies and gentlemen.
Bubba Perkins is on the scoreboard, and let me tell you, the fans are going crazy. I can barely hear myself over the noise that they're making next to our commentary table.
Oh, but Shelton Parks was right there ready to stop Chris Edwards from getting that pinfall right there. Did I say Chris Edwards stop Chris Edwards? I meant Shelton Parks. I can't. I'll look back at the replay. But James Kenny now going after Bubba Perkins, the two men that have falls here in this match. And honestly, it looks like we're about to see possibly Chris Edwards continue the fight in the crowd. But no, Shelton Parks says no. Bubba Perkins going for fall number 2.
And all the competitors in this match, Bubba Perkins now has a huge target on his back as he was able to pick up that fall. No one else can afford to kind of let him get another fall here and let him take that 2-fall lead over Chris Edwards and Shelton Parks.
We got 9.5 minutes expired so far on this match, as now it's gonna come down to who can get 2 falls now, because we got a tie at 1 fall. Chris Edwards able to lift up Shelton Parks right there and catches him with a European uppercut falling down, but now Chris Edwards is looking for another weapon here.
The biggest man in this matchup without a doubt, and Chris Edwards is able to toss him up with ease. I mean, what a competitor. I you know, not a fan of his, I must say once again, but he's really showing us why his record is so impressive here in CWL so far.
Correct, that he does have a 5-2 record, as now we see Chris Edwards trying to go after James Kenny. It looked like he was going for Shelton Parks, but that was not to be.
Now hitting that huge jumping knee strike right into the face of Bubba Perkins. A little bit of payback for not only the loss that Chris Edwards has taken at the hands of Bubba Perkins, but also that pinfall that Bubba was able to land earlier in this matchup. Chris, of course, hoping to get on the scoreboard himself soon, taking out some of the most dangerous equipment you can with that ladder.
Well, now we've got a ladder, we've got a table. This match has the capacity to start completely just about. Oh my God, he just threw a ladder at Bubba Perkins. Are you kidding me?
A lot of bad blood between those two.
And he just threw the table as well. What is Chris Edwards doing?
He's heated up. He's fired up. You know, if he lands something. Oh, hold on. James Kenny trying to take advantage. But Chris Edwards spotted it again. The huge leaping senton. And our guest commentator there, leaving the table. And now Bubba landing that forearm to the face. Which is a huge series of striking offense from all three of these competitors, but Bubba breaking it up with that side Russian leg sweep. Oh my God. James Kenny landing that devastating DDT to Chris Edwards on the table. And looking like oh my God, a second fall for James Kenny. James Kenny is now 2 falls in to becoming the first King of Genesis here on the inaugural Crowning the Champs of Genesis episode here. Oh my God. But Bubba Perkins not letting him get away with it after hitting that huge forearm to the side of James Kenny's face. But Chris Edwards breaking it up with that spinning back elbow. Everyone trying to take the fight to James Kenny here after he picks up the lead. Now, could we see the old enemies of Chris Edwards and Bubba Perkins working together here against James Kenny? But Shelton Parks here to complicate it. A series of double axe handles right onto Bubba Perkins.
Thank you for that clip there, Brandon. I'm definitely going to start sharing that because that was nuts. As did I miss any falls, by the way?
Yeah, James Kenny landed his second fall on Chris Edwards.
So that's a 2-1-0-0 scoreboard. And it looks like James Kenny is doing everything that he has to do. And like I said, it's more about getting another fall than it is about stopping everybody else. And now, Chris Edwards and Shelton Parks are falling very far behind. We still got 16 minutes and 45 seconds left in this matchup, but the scoreboard does not look good for Edwards or Parks.
I agree completely, and it looks like Edwards was looking for that Nightfall protocol, but Kenny not letting him have it by spinning him around with that huge sling blade. Kenny the dominant force in this match so far. And look at him taking the fight to Shelton Parks here. Oh my god. Slamming him with that suplex.
And now it looks like James Kenny is gonna go for a third fall, but Bubba Perkins was right there to stop the referee and the fall.
Hitting that big neck breaker, a bit of traditional wrestling offense from the barroom brawler, Bubba Perkins. And Shelton Parks getting a little bit of much needed offense in this matchup.
And now we've got Shelton Parks taking the fight to Bubba Perkins. The referee is still down. The referee needs to come back too before this match can continue. There can be no falls without a ref.
Well, you know, he was taken out by that move earlier, but then I think he was also caught by that sliding knee strike of Shelton Parks. But Shelton, speaking of offense by Shelton, he had that huge leaping drop kick downwards onto the face. A bit of a Eddie Guerrero style offense there. And
what happens with the draw? We'll figure that out if it happens.
Slamming him down with that Samoan driver. And what's Chris Edwards looking for here? That huge leaping kick.
And now Chris Edwards going for a pinfall there, but Bubba Perkins able to run interference. Chris Edwards once again with that Olympic slam. James Kenny possibly trying to go for the weapons, but Chris Edwards stops him, and he drives the knee right into James Kenny's face. James Kenny very smart to roll to the outside.
Chris Edwards borrowing a little bit of offense from veteran CWL competitor Sarah Price. And now here comes Shelton Parks, looking for that lariat, but got hung up on the middle rope. Edwards has got to be careful. Nails that tiger feint kick, but Kenny is in the ring ready and waiting for him.
Very smart move right there by Chris Edwards to land that tiger feint kick. Now that swinging neck breaker. Shelton Parks is dazed on the inside as James Kenny goes to the outside. Now Chris Edwards is in full control as Bubba Perkins is able to run in and once again stop the assault. And now Bubba Perkins and Chris Edwards, the first actual rivalry that we had here on Genesis. It looks like Bubba Perkins is looking for fall number 2. And it's over Chris Edwards. We have once again a tie score of 2-0-0-2.
Chris Edwards, the man going into this match with the most impressive record, yet he is, of the 4 falls that have happened so far, he has been on the receiving end of not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. Both from James Kenny and one of them now from Bubba Perkins.
Yes, 2002, that is correct. It's the way I have it written down over here. As Shelton Parks, it looks like he's setting up Chris Edwards for something big, possibly something to get him his first fall. That gigantic Osaka cutter, James Kenny lifting up Bubba Perkins for a power bomb. He lands it, but which count? Okay, I was about to say, which one is the referee counting? Shelton Parks able to pick up his first fall. It's now 2-0-1-2.
Wait, was it or did Bubba Perkins tap out? Who got the pinfall there?
It looked like James Kenny actually let go of the hold because I think he was going to try and run interference. But Shelton Parks definitely got that fall right there.
Shelton Parks on the board. We'd love to see it. Everyone on the scoreboard so far, except for Chris Edwards, who was our most dominant competitor going into this matchup. I would say the heavy favorite to win the King of Genesis crown. Except looks like that's not, you know,
I forgot to move the controller due to hype, and I'm sorry, y'all.
Slight technical difficulty here. We're running a little bit of an ad break. When I want to get into the match, the first thing I go for is a sip of Ray's Energy. Chris Edwards. Chris Edwards, a series of clubbing blows to the back of Shelton Parks here, and flipping around with that rolling cutter. Oh my god! James Kenny refusing to let Chris Edwards go on the scoreboard. We're a little bit over halfway through this matchup. Oh my god! James Kenny missed the high kick. Chris Edwards ducked under it and followed up with that spinning back elbow. But Bubba Perkins landing that huge slam. And now the only men on their feet are Bubba Perkins and Shelton Parks here.
And it looks here like Bubba Perkins got caught. Chris Edwards, a very prime opportunity here to be able to pick up his first fall as Shelton Parks gets back up on his feet and he breaks up the pin. This has been the story of the match since we began. Right when Chris Edwards is about to pick up a victory or pick up some kind of fall, he's unable to because somebody is right there.
Very true. Chris Edwards, it's not that he's not been landing a lot of offense, it's that he's been doing it at the wrong time. Speaking of which, look at James Kenny. People wanted to call him Raymond Kenny after, of course, popular video game series Watch Dogs. James Kenny and Chris Edwards fighting on the ring there, and Bubba Perkins able to land that big iron forearm strike.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we have 11 minutes left to go, I would like to remind you that if you guys have liked what you guys have been seeing here, don't forget to use your Twitch Prime subs if you would like to support any streamer. It doesn't have to be this channel here. Those Prime subs do help all the streamers out. So whatever your favorite content is, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and it's free if you have Amazon Prime. So make sure to link your account and support Twitch streamers as a whole. As we see here, James Kenny. Oh, it looked right there like he was gonna do something to Shelton Parks, but instead Chris Edwards takes the assault there.
And spinning him around with that suplex, and managing at the very last second to break up the pinfall that Chris Edwards had on Shelton Parks. And Chris Edwards been going a lot for that brainbuster. Sorry, that spinning back elbow. Total brain mistake there. But he was not able to get it done here on James Kenny. It looks like James Kenny going for a big kick. The Bubba Perkins getting saved by the bell being Shelton Parks in this instance.
Now we got 10 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes have expired. This is going to be where it gets really interesting because we got to see exactly what kind of gas tank these men have. 20 minutes of action, it's nothing to scoff at. So to kind of see, to be this deep in waters that we've never seen on Genesis before, it's going to be very, very interesting. Shelton Parks rolling to the outside. Chris Edwards getting back in this. James Kenny kind of staggered on there. Oh, Chris Edwards, there it is. That's his chance. That's the perfect opportunity. This could be the first fall for Chris Edwards for him to get on the board. But no, Perkins manages to kick out. He does not want to give Chris Edwards a score.
It will not be nightfall for Bubba Perkins' chances of winning the King of Genesis tournament, match yet, even though Chris Edwards is able to deliver that huge leaping bionic elbow from the top turnbuckle. But James Kenny has him hooked up here now with that fisherman suplex.
James Kenny trying to get fall number 3, but it was not meant to be as Chris Edwards kicks out. 9 minutes left in this match, ladies and gentlemen. Shelton Parks, James Kenny, and Chris Edwards now fighting on the inside as Bubba Perkins gets his bearings on the left side of the ring. James Kenny going for the pin on Chris Edwards, but Shelton Parks not letting him. That was a very weird decision there by Shelton Parks.
And, I can hear, I heard earlier Chris Edwards shouting from the ring that the game hates him. And while the man with 3 H's is not here, I definitely saw Shelton Parks looking for some kind of butterfly facebuster.
You're a madman.
And by madman, you mean visionary commentator as Bubba Perkins lands that huge lariat, sending Chris Edwards to the outside.
And now we are down to 2 men inside the ring. It is Shelton Parks and Bubba Perkins as Shelton Parks delivers that big right hand, but Bubba Perkins is able to continue the fight. These 2 men just going at it back and forth. Shelton Parks trying to deliver the forearm to the back. Oh, and it looks like he's going to go for a super kick right here. Oh, and a forearm combination as well. The 2 men trying to pick up Bubba Perkins together. And now Shelton Parks has got Chris Edwards in a precarious position. What's he going to do here?
It's not going to be
pretty. He just drives in that punch.
Oh my God. Sweeping in with that sliding forearm smash to the face. But taking a page out of Chris Edwards' playbook, James Kenny uses that huge diving senton to break up the pinfall.
Oh my
As
God,
lucky
now.
as all the CWL fans are in attendance to be watching these four competitors with this absolute barn burner of a matchup, they're even luckier to hear me, the visionary commentator of our time, Jay Scott, calling this match. And now here comes Shelton Parks. Huge
Shelton
suplex
Parks
as Bubba
connecting
Perkins
with
cheers on.
Bubba Perkins trying to do his best, like you said, to cheer on Shelton Parks. I mean, he's the one in the lead along with James Kenny here. So he's got nothing to lose. I mean, he does have to get another pinfall in order to get a victory here as Shelton Parks goes for the pinfall right over there. James Kenny he got it just in time. At the last second, he was able to break it up.
I can comfortably say that that might be the closest pinfall I have ever seen in my life. But James Kenny looking for something big here. Maybe a dive to the outside. Oh my God. Huge tope con low.
Oh, now James Kenny going for a pinfall, but Bubba Perkins follows to the outside. Oh, that dropkick misses. James Kenny just picked up the third fall. Bubba Perkins, unfortunate circumstance where his strikes missed, and that was not a... Oh my God, Bubba Perkins going for a pinfall. James Kenny not repaying the favor. Oh, but Shelton Parks able to pick up right there, able to kick out right there. I'm starting to lose my words here, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, this matchup is so electric that it's scrambling the brains of even our chairman. And quite frankly, it's doing the same for me. I mean, this match is so good, so electric, so dynamic that it's almost beyond words.
Now Chris Edwards trying to pick up his first fall right there, but James Kenny quick to break it up as now Shelton Parks is able to reverse with that Russian leg sweep. Bubba Perkins drives Kenny over to the steps. And now as we have 5.5 minutes left in this match, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like James Kenny could very well be closing in on his first King of Genesis championship and write his name in history.
And the two, the highest scorer in this matchup and the lowest respectively, taking the fight inside the ring. But Shelton Parks doing a bit of offense of his own, going for that huge... Could he be looking for that Osaka cutter?
Shelton Parks going for a pinfall. James Kenny being sent to the outside. I don't think there's going to be enough time here to break this up. And there it is. Shelton Parks picks up another fall. It was now 2 falls for Shelton Parks, 3 for James Kenny. Chris Edwards, if he manages to pull this off, it's going to be an absolute miracle.
And speaking of which, you just hit that huge leaping big boot. Looks like James Kenny's going to try to break it up.
And everybody is right there.
I couldn't even see what was going on with the chaos at the hands of the referee.
This match is starting. Yeah, this match is starting to break down here.
I mean, and you have to expect that. I mean, I got to say, not a lot of weapons are being used, but as I say that, commentator's curse. Shelton Parks looking for something under the ring, going for that kendo stick across the head of Bubba Perkins there, and looking for something big. Bubba Perkins tossing Shelton back in the ring.
This is the time where Bubba Perkins wants to pick up one more victory, because then he'll be tied with James Kenny as Chris Edwards goes for the pinfall on the outside over James Kenny, but James Kenny manages to kick out still. We got 3.5 minutes.
Chris Edwards has not been able to generate enough pure power to put down his opponents in this matchup. Surprising considering how much success he's had in singles competition.
And Bubba Perkins, oh, it looked like he was going to go there for something, but Shelton Parks was able to kick him in the face to stop all the momentum, as now he drives the knee over to Bubba Perkins' midsection. Grumpy Tanuki, welcome, welcome. You're here at the last 3 minutes of the King of Genesis Championship match, and it's been absolutely insane.
And Shelton looking to dance his way to a victory here to tie it up.
What's up, Queen Nina? Welcome, welcome.
And Bubba Perkins has got to do something big if he wants to finish it up here tonight and go into overtime with James Kenny.
Oh, Chris Edwards once again going for the pinfall on the outside. The other competitors saw it coming and they wanted to stop it, and they successfully do. as now we got 2.5 minutes left. James Kenny going with 3 falls here in this matchup. He is literally 120 seconds almost away from winning the championship, as Chris Edwards is trying to do his best to somehow get 4 falls in 2 minutes.
I'm going to go ahead and say that that's impossible. I think Chris Edwards, it's done for him. His chances of being the first King of Genesis are crushed, but all he can do now is deliver as much devastating offense to these competitors who have taken that opportunity away from him. He's a man who likes to exact vengeance on his opponents, and that's exactly what he has the opportunity to do here in these last couple of seconds.
Now we see Shelton Parks and Bubba Perkins possibly going to be closing out this chapter of their fight. And James Kenny could very well, see, there it is. That would have given Shelton Parks 3 falls. James Kenny, very smart to break up that pinfall. But Shelton Parks possibly about to pick up a 3rd fall and tie James Kenny. What kind of story would that be if that's how we end this matchup here?
But could Bubba Perkins be the one to do it? Loading up for something big here. And landing the forearm strike. Come on, Bubba, get that pinfall.
Chris Edwards getting up. He's going to try and get in the middle of it, but no, Bubba Perkins picks up a fall. We have a tie. We have a tie with 1 to go.
I'm so excited, I can't even speak. Oh my goodness, Bubba Perkins, my man, my pick to win this match, able to tie it up in the last second, and Chris Edwards not able to pin Bubba Perkins. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry if I hurt the ears of any of our listeners, but I am just so excited that Bubba Perkins was able to get that 3rd fall.
Bubba Perkins missed it, but right there, Chris Edwards picks up his 1st fall right there, so he is not getting shut out. But we got 30 seconds left. One more fall for Bubba Perkins to James Kenny gets them the championship, or else we go into overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta say, I knew this matchup was going to be intense and competitive, but I was not expecting this level of competition. But as the seconds tick down, it looks like the ability for one of these competitors to get a pinfall is absolutely out of the question. And it looks like we're going into overtime with James Kenny and Bubba Perkins as our 2 top contenders for the King of Genesis title.
Thank you for the bits right there, Grumpy Tanuki. Very much appreciated. 100 bits. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie. James Kenny and Bubba Perkins are 3 falls apiece. I'm not going to lie. I did not expect this to happen at all. And I thought this was going to be when the show ended. But we're going to do an overtime match. Who will be the King of Genesis? Here we go. The bell has rung. Let's go.
And Bubba looking to get a strike early. But Kenny able to whip him into the turnbuckle there. Who's your pick to win this? I mean, obviously these 2 men, the standout competitors in that previous match we just saw. Perfect plex on Bubba Perkins.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm flabbergasted. One of these men is going to be the first King of Genesis champion, and we're going to have to see what happens, because it's either going to be James Kenny or the crowd favorite Bubba Perkins, who, again, has had a very rough ride, but just by the sheer love that the crowd has for him, he earned his spot here, and he proved that he belongs amongst the top here in Genesis.
Let's go for it. Whipped around with that modified body scissors. And now James Kenny hitting that huge lariat, sending Bubba over the top rope. These 2 are not pulling any stops out to begin with. They want this title so bad, and they're willing to do anything to make it happen. But a slight miscalculation on the part of Perkins.
And now here we see the ref counting once again for the people on the outside. This is going to be just a regular match. First fall to a finish. There are countouts, just like regular CWL rules. The next fall decides it. This is overtime after that incredible Iron Man match, ladies and gentlemen. And it was nuts. I'm still shocked by how that match ended.
Hooking him up and putting him down with that neck breaker. And is he going to be able to follow up?
That Dragon Sleeper, after 30 minutes of being in action, this is going to be very interesting to see if James Kenny taps. These two are already tired. These two are already exhausted. Only one of them can be the King of Genesis champion. It's going to come down to whoever has the biggest tank, basically.
And you got to think it's got to be Bubba Perkins. I mean, his endurance training is probably beyond any other competitor in Genesis. With his ability to absorb punishment like he did in those barroom brawls that he earned his spot in CWL for. But James Kenny, of course, he's a ruthless tactician. I can't count him out either, quite frankly, even though my preferred pick to win would be Bubba.
And here we see Bubba Perkins going for the pinfall right there, but James Kenny able to kick out before the ref even gets to a 1 count. That is how driven James Kenny is to be the first champion here. And again, that's how driven Bubba Perkins himself is to be the first champion. Because once you become the inaugural champion of any show, your name is etched in history. Now Bubba Perkins here at the top rope, trying to drop the leg, but James Kenny saw it coming and he moves out of the way.
He did indeed. Bubba Perkins taking a risk. I don't normally see him go up to the top rope except for that famous spinning punch that he's so well known for. Landing that kick to the back. And looking to maybe drop the legs right here and maybe drop the dreams of James Kenny to become the first Genesis champion.
And that was a very close call right there. Bubba Perkins almost picked up the championship right there off of that double leg drop. But now it looks like he's gearing up. He is getting ready for that forearm smash. James Kenny has got to be out. Is this the moment that we've been waiting for? Has Bubba Perkins just become the first King of Genesis? No. James Kenny able to still kick out. He is driven, like I said, to become the first King of Genesis champion. Which of these men is going to be the first one to crumble?
I mean, I've said it before. I'm hoping it's James Kenny, but you can't count him out. I mean, he's just such a fearsome competitor in this matchup. Getting the job done. Oh my god. And looking for that curb stomp. Crushing the face of Bubba Perkins.
James Kenny with that curb stomp definitely did a whole lot of damage right there. And now it looks like he's possibly gonna go for the last shot as he goes with that roundhouse kick. James Kenny possibly could have just shattered all the dreams on Bubba Perkins' side. And there it is. James Kenny is the very first King of Genesis champion.